Okay, so we have our very basic part file here, but it should be becoming a little bit more familiar the way we do sketches and extrusions and this whole symmetrical thing. Don't worry if it's still a bit confusing. We're going to look at it a bit more now. And what we're going to do, we're going to do another sketch, okay? And we're going to click onto the top plane. So you click your sketch and you click the plane, the top of the cube, and it will look down onto the top of this cube where we're going to do our next sketch. Okay. So this one, we're going to do another circle, and again we're going to snap to the center, and I'm going to make this, let's make it 20 diameter. Okay. We'll click Finish Sketch. And I'm going to click Extrude. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole all the way through. Okay, so as before, it's guessed the correct sketch for circle. It's guessing we want to extrude it out 10 millimeters. We actually want to cut into it. It's in my case, it's flipped it the right way. If not, you want to toggle these until it's going the right way inside the cube. We want to go through everything. Okay, we want the hole to come out the other side. So you're probably guessing that's 50 mil. Our cube is 50 mil, so we want to go 50 mil. Okay, let me type that in. 50, and that's going to drop us right away. But supposing you wasn't quite sure if this was a complex part, you couldn't remember how much it needed to go through. Okay, you can just click this button here, which will say through all. And that will basically go through everything. It will come out the other side of whatever's there, no matter what size it is. Okay. You could also click to, in which case it will say to which face. You could revolve around using Shift and your middle wheel and say, I want to go through to that face. Okay. And now it will go through. So any of those do pretty much the same thing. Through all will go through whatever geometry was there. Okay. All is good to use if you know this hole really has to go through everything. You use that. You use face. You type in your dimension if you know it. These things are up to you. They're pretty much on a case-by-case basis. Whatever's easier at the time. It will achieve the same result. Okay. If we click OK, it gives us. If we zoom around, Shift and middle wheel again, we can see there is a hole all the way through this. Okay, so that's one way to create a hole. There is actually a hole command you'll see here, which is a bit more complicated, and we'll go over that. There'll be a chapter just about holes later, but for now this was a basic extrusion through there, and this didn't need to be a circle. This could have been any shape whatsoever. If we go here, we can see it highlights in green. Let me just pan. So we know we're talking about this extrusion. We can go on Sketch, right click, Edit Sketch. We can change this now. Maybe we wanted it 10 millimeters. Okay. We can finish sketch and it will change it 10 millimeters. What if someone said, actually I wanted this to be a square hole, not a round hole? Okay. Well, we can right click, edit sketch. And we can go up to our rectangle here, our center point rectangle. We'll use that this time. We could type it in and tab across, or we could just draw it and put a dimension on. Maybe that's 10. And then click on the line, drop your dimension, 10. Okay. And then our circle's still there, so we left click the circle and we press the delete key. The circle's gone. And we finish our sketch. Now, Inventor's going to come up with an error here. What we've done, we didn't change the size of our circle in the sketch. We actually deleted it. We've told Inventor at some point when we created our extruded hole, we selected the circle, and now we've deleted the circle. So Inventor's not just going to guess that we wanted to use the square instead. Okay, it's going to give us this error. The easiest thing to do in this case is to just accept the error. Okay, and you'll see there's nothing there. And now we have our extrusion is red, and it's showing what it's looking for, or what it was when we created it, and it's got this warning sign. This warning sign should alert you. You should not have any warning signs in any model. If you do, it's going to cause problems. Sometimes you could have this warning sign and you think, oh well, the model looks okay, it's working okay. Believe me, you're asking for trouble if you don't resolve the issue that's causing this. Okay, so all we need to do in this case is right click, go to edit feature, and select the rectangular profile, and everything else can stay the same. Okay, we'll click OK, and there we have our hole. So when you edit features and sketches, a lot of the time Inventor's going to guess, or it's going to update it automatically, but sometimes you do need to give it a bit of a helping hand, especially if you're deleting geometry. If we was to just pull that circle up to a different size or change the dimension of the circle, as long as the circle remained, it would have guessed that. But because we deleted the circle and replaced it, we did have to give it a bit of a helping hand. Okay, but it's easy to change. And when you do get those kind of error files, make sure you work through them as they come up. Don't get yourself in a situation where you end up with lots of unresolved errors. You then have to go through and work out, well, what caused this? I can't remember. It becomes a bit of a nightmare. So if you do get a warning or an error, resolve it there and then. Okay, but don't worry too much about those errors now. This is very early on in our course. I just wanted to show you how we can change, that everything can pretty much be altered, including the shapes. Okay, so that was basic alteration. So we're now going to look at some more advanced sketching in the next chapter.